Alright, this question is taken from June 2009. So I want you to go ahead, pause the video and attempt this question.
Hey!
Alright, so it says the function f on R is defined by f of x is x minus 3 when x is less than or equal to 3, or f of x is x over 4 when x is greater than 3. Find the value of f of 20. So to find the value of f of 20, what we're going to do is, first thing we're going to ask ourselves is 20 bigger than 3? Yes, it is. Because 20 is bigger than 3, we're going to use the second function. So f of 20 is going to be equal to 20 over 4. And 20 over 4, what we're going to be getting is 5. So now we can then say that f of 20 is going to be equal to f of 20 we found is 5. So this is now f of 5. Is 5 bigger than 3? Absolutely. So f of 5 is 5 over 4.
Wow!
Alright, so in this case we get that the answer is 5 over 4. No problem, that's part A. Part B now, f of 8. First thing we'll find is f of 8. Clearly 8 is bigger than 3 again. So that's going to be 8 over 4, which is 2. But no, is 2 bigger than 3? No, 2 is not bigger than 3. 2 is less than 3. So now we're going to say now that f of 8 is going to be equal to f of 2. And f of 2 is going to be 2 minus 3, which is negative 1. In that case, f of 8 is equal to negative 1. That's what we're getting. Easy stuff. Finally, we need f of 3. Clearly, 3 is just going to be less than or equal to 3. So we're already in the first one right here. So f of 3 is going to be equal to, first thing, we'll find f of 3. F of 3 is going to be 3 minus 3. And that works out to be 0. So we're going to be finding f of 0 now. And f of 0 will work out to be 0 minus 3, which is negative 3. So f of 3 is negative 3. Easy question. Soft. Alright, this is taken from June 2011. So I want you to pause the video and attempt this question. Alright, so at the start of the question it says that the function f of x has a weird property. F of 2x plus 3 is 2f of x plus 3. Now if f of 0 is 6, find the value of f of 3, f of 9, and f of negative 3. Now, looking at this question, right? Look at this. They give us f of 0 is 6, right? So, even though we're going to do some calculations, why not substitute x as 0? Why would they give us this, right? So, look at this. Let x be 0, okay? If we let x be 0, then we see that we're going to have f of x. Remember, f of 2x plus 3 is 2f of x plus 3. So that means we're going to have f of 2 times 0 plus 3 is 2f of 0 plus 3. Now, f of 2 times 0 plus 3 is just f of 3. So f of 3 is 2f of 0 plus 3. Now guess what? F of 0 is 6. So f of 3 then works out to be 2 times 6 plus 3. That's 12 plus 3, which is 15. So f of 3 works out to be equal to 15. Really, really, really easy something so far. Nice. Now part B says to work out f of 9. So let us go ahead and evaluate f of 9. So now to work out f of 9, right? You're probably saying substitute x as 9. But if we substitute x as 9, we're going to get 2 times 9. That's 18 plus 3, which is 21. There's no way we need f of 21. So look at this. Why not let x equal to 3? Look at this. Let x equal 3. If we put x as 3, this is going to become 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. So we're going to get f of 2 times 3 plus 3. That's equal to 2f of 3 plus 3. Now that works out to be f of 9 is equal to f of 3 we just said is 15. So this is now 2 times 15 plus 3. So that works out to be 30 plus 3, which is 33. So therefore f of 9 is just going to be 33. Really nice. Now the last one, we need to find f of negative 3. Now you're probably wondering, what are we going to substitute for x? No worries, don't worry. Everything is going to be alright. Now we can substitute x just being negative 3. When we substitute x as negative 3, we will get f of 2 times negative 3 plus 3, and that's going to be equal to 2f of 3 plus 3. Nice. Wait, this is negative 3. Alright? So substitute x as negative 3. So this simplifies to be 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. So that's saying f of negative 3 is equal to 2f of negative 3 plus 3. Alright, just simplifying now what we're going to get. We can bring over to this side. We will get f of negative 3 minus 2f of negative 3. That's equal to 3. This works out to be minus f of negative 3 is equal to 3. So finally, we can end up conclude, therefore, f of negative 3 is equal to negative 3. And that's your answer. F of negative 3 is equal to negative 3. That is your answer. It's really simple. Nothing to measure.
Wow!
Alright? Nice. Alright. Now this question is taken from June 2012. It says the function f on r is defined by f of x is x squared minus 3. Find f of x and then determine the values of x for which f of x is equal to f of x plus 3. Pause the video and attempt this question. Alright, so as you pause and attempt, the first thing we need to find is f of x. So f of x is going to be f of x into f of x. So that's going to be f of x squared minus 3. And f of x squared minus 3 would simplify to be x squared minus 3 all squared minus 3. That works out to be first term square minus twice the product of the two. 3 times x squared times 2 is minus 6x squared. Plus the second term square, negative 3 squared is 9, minus 3. This simplifies to be x to the 4 minus 6x squared. 9 minus 3 is plus 6. So that is f of x. f of x works out to be x to the 4 minus 6x squared plus 6. No problem. That was very easy. Nice. Now it says we need to determine the values of x for which f of x is equal to f of x plus 3. Easy stuff. So what we're going to do now is we have f of x is equal to f of x plus 3. We need to find an expression for f of x plus 3. Now f of x, remember, was x squared minus 3. So f of x plus 3 is going to be x plus 3 all squared minus 3. That will simplify to be first term square plus twice the product of the two plus second term square minus 3. That is simplifying to be x squared plus 6x, and that looks like a plus 6. That is f of x plus 3. So in other words, what we're going to be solving then, we're going to be solving the equation f of x is going to be x to the 4 minus 6x squared plus 6 is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 6. That's what we'll be solving. Now, we ran out of space, so we're going to go to a blank document here and solve that equation. So let's go around here. We have x to the 4. Let's look back at it. Minus 6x squared plus 6 is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 6. That's what we have so far. Alright, these are the equations we have. So if we bring everything to one side, we're going to have x to the 4 minus 7x squared. We brought over this x squared over here. Now we can bring over the 6x over here to have minus 6x. And when we bring the 6 over to this side, the 6 and the 6 cancel. And this is equal to 0. So if we factor out x, then what we're going to be getting is x cubed minus 7x minus 6 equal to 0. Alright, so that is what we're getting. From this equation, clearly we can see is either x equals 0 or x cubed minus 7x minus 6 is equal to 0. So now you're saying, wait, how are we going to solve this part now? Now you land in a cubic equation. When you land in a cubic equation, then you're going to have to go ahead now and, of course, do polynomial division and solve. I know you're saying, polynomial division, that's a lot of work. No problem. So first thing we need to do is use trial and error to solve this part, right? So let's try, I'm going to try x being equal to, let's try x being equal to 1. Will 1 work? 1, no, 1 won't work. Cool, let's try negative 1. Negative 1 won't work. Let's try x being 2. 2 cubed would be 8 minus 7. What? I'm going to bring up the calculator because I know you're probably saying, we're not seeing it so clear what you're saying. We're trying x as negative 1. Negative 1 cubed minus 7 times negative 1 minus 6. That is, oops, my bad. I said negative 1 didn't work. Don't laugh at me, please. Negative 1 actually worked because we did get 0. So when we try x as negative 1, we saw that negative 1 cubed minus 7 times negative 1 minus 6 did give us 0. And so x equal negative 1 is a root. If x equal negative 1 is a root, then x plus 1 is a factor. Now that we know that x plus 1 is a factor, we can do our polynomial division. Doing our polynomial division, setting it up, we have x cubed plus 0x squared minus 7x minus 6, and we're dividing that, of course, by x plus 1. So x into x cubed goes x squared. X times x squared is x cubed. X squared times 1, that is x squared. We do our subtraction. X cubed minus x cubed cancel. 0 minus x squared leave minus x squared. Then we bring down this minus 7x. X into minus x squared leave minus x. X times minus x is minus x squared. Minus x times 1 is minus x. And we subtract. Subtracting, what we're going to get is minus 7x minus minus x. Minus and minus become plus. Since minus and minus become plus, we have minus 7 plus 1, which is minus 6x minus 6. X into minus 6x is minus 6. Minus 6 times x is minus 6x minus 6. We subtract again. So now we realize that what we really end up with then is the solutions are x equals 0, or the cubic simplifies to be x plus 1 times x squared minus x minus 6 equal to 0. So solving this cubic now, right? We know that this part needs to be factorized, the quadratic portion of it. So if we factorize the quadratic portion of it, then that's going to be, we're just factorizing it. This is going to be x. For -6, the two factors has to be, the two numbers has to be 3 and 2. The bigger number gets the negative, so that's minus there and plus. And so finally we get all our answers. So x is 0, or x is -1, or x is -2, or x is +3. Wow! Those are the answers. Alright? That's how you would solve this equation. And I know you're seeing 6 marks to do all of that work. Yes, I know it's a little unfair, but that is it. Sometimes it's not always going to be fair. Aww. X is 0, x is -1, x is -2, and x is equal to 3. Those are the answers. Alright, for which f of x is equal to f of x plus 3. Alright, now this is the June 2014 question. I want you to go ahead, pause the video, and attempt this question. Alright, now it says to determine in terms of x, f square x. Now please remember f square x is the same as saying f of x. Please remember that. In that case, we're going to put f into f. So that's going to be equal to f of 2x squared plus 1. Now we're going to replace x in the function with 2x squared plus 1. That's going to be equal to 2 times 2x squared plus 1 all squared plus 1. That works out to be 2 times first term square. And x squared, when I square it, it becomes to the 4th power. First term squared plus twice the product of the 2. That's 4x squared plus second term squared plus 1. That will simplify to be 2 times 4 is 8. So that's 8x to the 4 plus 8x squared plus 2 plus 1 is plus 3. In other words, f squared x is 8x to the 4 plus 8x squared plus 3. That's what we get right there. Now the next part says to find fg of x. So let's go ahead and write down fg of x. Fg of x means we substitute g of x into f. So that's going to be 2 times g of x. That is then being squared plus 1. Because that was f of x, right? But now g of x is going to be the square root of x minus 1 over 2. So what we're going to get is this is 2 times the square root of x minus 1 over 2 all square, right? And then of course we add 1 to it. Now the square will cancel the square root to become 2 times in bracket x minus 1 over 2 plus 1. As we can see right here, what do we notice? This 2 cancel this 2. So we're going to have x minus 1 plus 1. And minus 1 plus 1 works out just to be x. In other words, fg of x works out just to be equal to x. Now when fg of x works out to just be equal to x, there's a special relationship that happens to this function. What is the relationship when fg of x is equal to x? Then they are inverse of each other. If you were to find the inverse of f, the inverse of f would be g. Look at it. Bring over the 1, divide by 2, then square root it. The inverse of f would be g. So hence or otherwise state the relationship between f and g. They are inverse of each other. So let's just write it around here. So we can write f and g are inverse of each other. Both functions are inverse of each other. Wow! Nice. That takes care of that. Alright, now this question is taken from June 2016. A function f is defined by f of x is x plus 3 over x minus 1. And this is when x is not equal to 1. Determine which f, if f is bijective, that is determine if it is 1 to 1 and onto. Pause the video and attempt this question. Alright, so we're determining if f is onto. So first we need to test for injectivity. So test for 1 to 1 or injectivity of the function. In that case, we need to solve f of a equal to f of b. In that case, we're going to get a plus 3 over a minus 1 is equal to b plus 3 over b minus 1. If we cross multiply, we're getting a plus 3 times b minus 1 is equal to a minus 1 times b plus 3. If we expand through, we're going to get ab minus a plus 3b minus 3. That's equal to ab plus 3a minus b minus 3. Now, as you can see right here, the AB would cancel the AB, right? The minus 3 would cancel the minus 3 from each side. And then we need to group the A and the B on one side. So bringing over the 3A over here, we'd have, well, we can bring A over to this side to have 3A plus A. And bring the B from over here on the right side to the left. We'll have 3b plus b. In other words, it's simplified to be 4b is equal to 4a. And we divide both sides by 4. A end up equal to b, or b equal to a, however you prefer to say it. And so clearly, f is injective. F is injective since we get a equal to b. Now that we got that f is injective, now we need to test for surjectivity. So surjectivity test now. So we border our way. We're gone half the marks, by the way, guys. We're gone 4 marks. We're gone 4 marks to show the injectivity. Now the surjectivity. For surjectivity, so test for surjectivity. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to show that the codomain is equal to the range. That's what we're testing for. If the codomain is going to be equal to the range, that's surjectivity. Is every y value mapped to? Let us go ahead and see. To test it, we solve f of a equal to b. F of a would be, looking at the function, it's going to be a plus 3 over a minus 1 equal to b. So a plus 3 over a minus 1 equal to b. Now what we're going to do is make a the subject. Making a the subject, what we're going to be getting is a plus 3 is equal to b times a minus 1. This simplifies to be a plus 3 is ab minus b. That goes further to simplify to be a plus 3. And we can bring over the AB. So let me not even write this 3 here. We're just going to bring over the AB over here to have minus AB. And bring the 3 over there to have minus 3 minus B. And then we can factor out the A. We're going to have A in bracket 1 minus B is minus 3 minus B. If we go ahead now and divide both sides by 1 minus B, we're then saying that A would be equal to, do the division, divide by 1 minus B. Doing the division, we're getting A is equal to minus 3 minus B over 1 minus B. That is A. Now look what this is telling us then. Look at it. What this is telling us is, let B equal 1. If we put B as 1, then we realize what we're getting is A is going to be minus 3 minus 1 over 1 minus 1, which is negative 4 over 0, which is undefined. So look at that. This is undefined. So what that means is, this is telling us that nothing maps to a y value of 1. So therefore, f is not surjective. Aww. So since f is not surjective, then we can conclude f is not bijective. F is not bijective. Really sad. Alright, F is not bijective. Now remember what we said? In order for it to be surjective, all the y values must be mapped to. As we can see, there's no x value that's going to map to a y value of 1. So therefore, that is why it is not surjective. So look what I'm saying. Going back to the original function, right? X plus 3 over x minus 1. If you set that equal to 1, I guarantee you're not going to get any x value. Try and solve this for x. Solve for x. You won't get no x value. That is because no x value maps to the y value of 1. So if you were to plot the graph, you're going to see that y value of 1 is going to be by him or herself, which is really sad. Alright? So that is how we show that f is not surjective. So remember, for surjective test, step 1, you set f of a equal to b. Step 2, you make a the subject. Step 3, you look if there's any aspect of the function that will make it undefined. In this case, it would be when the denominator is 0. So that's why we input b as 1. That would then tell you that f is not surjective. Alright, so that takes care of our functions worksheet video. Alright, so stay tuned for more and do have a blessed day.